Good evening
Good evening.
Welcome.
to this fine evening.
Today we'll be talking about Projector Lore.
We're going down the rabbit hole, one that you've probably never even heard of, never even conceived of. Like, we are in possession of knowledge that the government agencies, Department of Homeland Security, probably wouldn't want you to know. Like, if we upload this, like, we're gonna get put on like a CIA black site, for sure.
If you watch this, you might notice black vans surrounding your property.
Yeah,
Be safe.
they aren't gang stalkers. It's just part of the indoctrination process. But anyways, welcome to the lore video. We will be discussing lore and nothing more than that. Literally just projector lore. Anyways, you're my associates. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
My name is Robert.
My name's Bill.
I am... I gotta think.
We're using secret names because we don't want the
Oh
government to
yeah, you
track
could use
us.
an alias. I'll be Maximilian.
That is a good name.
That's pretty, I know this might be juvenile language, but pretty sweet,
Indeed.
indubitably. Anyways, I'm going to go crack open a cold one real quick, because I'm feeling a lust for some mango gem at the moment.
I'm feeling a lust for Projector Lore.
Feeling a lust for mango.
When I see projectors, a warm feeling spreads through my body.
Just tickles me, you know?
This counts as ASMR, right?
Of course.
Can't spill anything on the fit.
So,
Never.
so tell us the story. How did you get into projectors?
What brought you into this world?
Well, it started the day I was born, when there was a projector in the hospital. It was right in front of me. I remember it clearly. It was a Hitachi projector. When I saw it, I knew that my life would be projectors. And later, when I was in school, there was projectors in each classroom. Although I didn't think much of them at the time, I would never have guessed that years later, it would have led me to my passion. But by far, the two biggest factors in me becoming passionate for projectors was when Bill here installed his projector in his house.
Yep. It was a fine piece of technology.
Truly something else.
And then later, more recently, when I saw an ET projector. That was the true spark that lit the flame. And after that, it was only a few weeks. And now I have 2 projectors. I'm going to buy more.
While other people have dream cars, he has dream projectors.
Oh yes.
Indeed.
Sony VPL VW100.
How did we stumble upon our EK projector? Because that also ignited my love for projectors.
We were at an Eagle Court of Honor and we decided to break away from the pack. And there it was. It was calling to us. It drew us past all the things blocking the stairs. We went up the stairs and there it was. With all the chairs on this balcony, this Iki in a beautiful like dark gold color.
Yes. It had like a mysterious aura around it that I was just drawn to, you know? It's like, don't follow the light, but I might have to agree to disagree on that one. Like, maybe some lights are meant to be followed. Like, the light of Christ doesn't compare to this one.
This is the flame representing all projectors. It is eternal. When the last projector is destroyed, this flame will finally burn out.
Indeed.
Projectors.
It's like the tomb of the unknown soldier, but epic.
Yep. Like, there is a changing of the guard for this candle every day.
Mm-hmm.
We must protect it.
With our life, with our soul,
With our dignity.
our honor.
We're like the Avengers, but for projectors.
Yep.
Oh yes. Anyways, I want to discuss on how I got into projectors. It started similarly. We came to a church. I'll hold the candle. I guess since I'm telling a story. God, that's so hot. We went to a church, right? And like my companion here, Robert, said, we were simply just walking around, you know, after the court of honor. It was pretty relaxed. They just kind of let us have free roam of the facility. And we saw this one folding wall that you normally see, like dividers. We moved that out of the way and we walked up these stairs. And it kind of turned left, and then I think it just turned left once. And then when we came up, it was like a breath of fresh air. Like Robert said, there was an Iki sitting in the middle of a sea of folding chairs where the choir was probably supposed to sit. And it was an enclosed area that looked like it hasn't been touched since like at least 1993. I mean, that is, I think, when the Iki was produced. But, yes, anyways, back to what I was speaking about. I saw this projector. It was a behemoth. I know this isn't a real word, but it was ginormous. I was in awe. Truly an out-of-body experience. I was just like, blown away. It was like that big screen. I wanted to turn it on, but there wouldn't really be much to project, and we would give away our position because we all know that the ops watching, trying to pray for our downfall. But no, we rise above. We put in the work, we put in the hours. That concludes my story of how I got into the world, the hobby, and passion of projector technology.
And
Anyways.
as for me, I'll tell my story.
Back to you.
So once upon a time, back in
You get the speaking candle.
oh,
Shit!
You gotta hold it from like
The bottom, yeah, the bottom's Look out. Fucking artist. Not
alright.
even from New York.
So once upon a time, in 2019, my parents installed a projector. I can't show it because the government will get suspicious.
Yeah.
It is
What images could this guy be projecting?
It is so advanced that the government wants access to this technology.
aliens.
Alien technology, that is.
I mean, that's what the History Channel said. It's that advanced that they had no proper explanation, that they just said aliens did it as a cop-out.
Yeah. So anyways, this projector is pretty good. It broadcasts 10K quality. Without
We can't
4K.
even see in 10K, but they made it 10K anyways.
Yeah.
Aliens.
And it has really cool speakers. Like, it's louder than a rocket ship at its full capacity.
At least 200 decibels.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so that ignited my love for projectors. And projectors are us. We dedicate our lives to this wonderful piece of technology.
This passion of ours.
Yes.
Back to you.
No one else has it.
As you can see, I ignited this fire.
Yep. Your passion.
Just fuels the candle. That's the only way it was lit. We didn't use a lighter. We just used sheer will and anger to light the eternal projector flame.
Yes. And of course, going back to the aliens, now the Casio XJA140 has a laser array in it that is so advanced that no mere mortal could have possibly produced it. Clearly, that array is from the Roswell, New Mexico site, discovered in 1947. Now, the government will tell you that it was a weather balloon of sorts. But I know the truth because I went to the site and I recovered the laser array that the Casio one is based on. It was buried in the sands. Now, you may wonder, how is the Casio one based on it? Where did Casio from Japan acquire this? Now, here is the easy answer. In 1945, Japan surrendered after we nuked them. And now, there were lots of war criminals there, many scientists, and one thing that we traded to them for their valuable knowledge that they gained during their many experiments was a diagram of the laser array from the Roswell, New Mexico site. And now I get 1947, a little bit distant, but we were, it's very close, and that's what counts. So clearly, Casio projectors are filled with technology from the master race, from outer space. They're humans that were taken from Egypt long ago by aliens when the pyramids were built. The aliens took some of the humans, took them to their planet, and then the aliens dropped them off on another planet that had life, and left the aliens with the alien technology. And then the aliens gave the humans their technology so that they could grow and expand. And now, after thousands of years, having started with alien technology, they have grown so powerful that their race of otherworldly humans is so powerful that they are gods to us. Like Jesus, he was not a normal human. He was actually what was a normal human replaced with a human from that planet. Unlike the miracles he performed were using nanotechnology.
Jesus is actually a skinwalker that gifted projectors to the Jews 2,000 years ago.
Truly.
Think about it.
Look, I can't even stop doing this.
Anyways, I actually noticed this a while ago. I don't think the police wanted me to hear about it, but when you rearrange the letters in Epson projectors, you actually get Epstein. Yeah. And if you watched Alex Jones's video of that one camp where all the elites of the world were standing around in black robes and chanting, what were they chanting around? You guessed it, Epstein projector. Think about it. What else would they worship? Projectors are a gift from God. How could they not? Like, Christians revere a splinter of the cross that Jesus was crucified as holy, but they don't realize that these holy artifacts are just, that they are surrounded in them. Maybe this Epstein projector. Shit! Oh no! Oh no! Where's the fucking lighter?
What later? You mean my...
Where did it go? Fuck. Intermission.
The CIA is tracking us.
Literally. How
CIA
else could they
crashed.
blow it out? God himself was like, shut the fuck up, you're gonna blow our cover. But no, we must continue. Anyways, well, they are searching for the lighter.
Wait, my phone is here.
Oh yeah,
My light.
I sat on it.
Should we turn
Are
on
projectors
the
linked
lights?
to child predation? I wouldn't know. I feel like they would have gotten me now because I am simply 17. So
I found it.
who knows? I mean, I think I'm worth a lot on the market. I mean, maybe $500,000. It's like crazy. I bet they have a stockpile of those Epson projectors on Epstein Island. like, they use projectors in probably all of their shows to put images behind them. Like, how else would they do it? And they probably only use Epson. Why do we have Epson in all of our schools where there are children? Think. Epstein projectors. Yet the contrast is good. Mark my words. They might be coming for your kids, and projectors might just be a front. They might be the Antichrist. You might think that they're great, but they might not be. Just think about that. Chew on that. Maybe you're the side hoe. You got any conspiracy theories? Well, these aren't conspiracy
So tell
theories.
me.
These are concrete fact.
Yeah.
Yes, we're preaching the truth.
We're preaching the gospel.
The government doesn't want you to know this.
The U.S. government, they were projecting their rules on the American citizens when they banned the book 1984 for pro-communist propaganda, and the communists banned it for anti-communist propaganda. But in reality, 1984 was just anti-authoritarian, which shows the dark sides of both governments. Just think, projectors are all linked to this.
Do you know that the Nazis used projectors to like show off their concentration camps?
Yes, in the boardroom of all the top brass in Nazi Germany, they used projectors to flex how many Jews they freaking destroyed at Birkenau.
Yes.
Just think.
Hitler actually killed himself in 1940, and every other time you saw him, it was a projection.
Projectors are kind of like holograms, basically.
Indeed.
They're like holograms, but thinner.
Basically. They're just 2D holograms. Pretty much.
And of course, how can I talk about projectors without talking about the first projector? The Dell 2200 MP, or in other words, God.
That is what God created on the first day.
He created it, and then he died, and then the Dell created everything else.
When God said, "Let there be light," he actually just turned on his Dell 2200 MP.
Yep. The brightness, so many ANSI lumens.
Why do you think that the world is coming to an end? The projector bulb is running out.
Yes.
We only have so many hours left on the bulb before we're gone. Just like that. Like nothing ever happened. Just a blip in the universe.
Like, look what's happening right now.
Like, see this candle? It represents the bulb. And look what happens
The bulb already went out.
when balance is taken away. It goes out. That is what will happen to us if we don't do something.
Look at the divide in the political spheres of Democrat and Republican. They are so far apart nowadays that if you have anything mildly partisan, you get stonewalled. Or if it's actually pretty good, they might agree with you.
Don't
But just
smell
think,
it.
they're just projecting from earlier, projecting their regime onto America and American citizens.
There are two sides of one coin.
This is literally 1984. America has only two parties. There has been no strong third party for over a while ago. Over 3 years ago, there has been no strong third party.
Because both sides try to hijack third parties.
Just because they're projecting their authoritarian regime, their utopia, quote unquote, onto America.
There are only two parties, birthday party and New Year's party. Any other party is instantly stamped.
What about pizza party?
Potluck?
What about that party that your teacher promises and you get like a slice,
And
sliver?
they measure out those pizza slices by micrometers for a healthy balance.
You have to like hold it sideways.
Put it out!
Oh.
You fucking retard!
It's gone
Anyways.
out again.
Just think.
Or you just hold it because you have to hold it at like an angle now.
Big Pharma. They probably use projectors to project their price hiking on life-saving drugs. Why do you think so many Americans have to ration their insulin so they can live? Because they can't afford it because it's so expensive.
Why does Canada have free universal health care?
But we don't.
Doesn't.
They're projecting their regime onto the American people. Like, you can use projecting so much in this situation. Projectors are linked to everything. They can be a noun or a verb.
Oh yeah, I can move to the middle so we all get light from
Sure.
the projector.
Go for it. The projection of light. Think about it.
And I'll come close.
Think about it.
We have that power. We have
Sure.
unlocked the secret. By getting as many projectors as you can be defiant.
Projectors will be the new currency in the apocalypse.
Yes.
Just think. The Mayan calendar already ran out, but in reality, the Mayan calendar was wrong. The end of the world should have happened in 2020. And look where the tipping point was. It was all sunshine and rainbows. It was whoop-de-doo in 2019. Then Juice WRLD died. And then the world went to shit. Just think.
And as
Juice
you
WRLD
know-
dying was when the Mayan calendar ended. We live in a society.
And a little known fact, Juice WRLD was an avid projector collector. The government silenced him.
That
So
fact.
So is Kobe Bryant, Chadwick Boseman.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
They all collected projectors. And look where that has gotten them. Dead.
Death.
But at the same time, they've inspired us to be defiant.
To keep going. Just rise above. Just think. What was I talking about again?
I got permanently banned from a subreddit for promoting projectors.
Censorship
Yeah, exactly.
on the internet. They are trying to silence us. Think.
But we'll never be silenced.
We are the loud minority of America. We will lead the charge in setting up a coup d'etat and putting the projector party on top. And we will have no other parties except us. You might think that might sound authoritarian, but we are loving gods. We love the American spirit of consumerism. And we will stock all of the Dell 2200 MPs you want. Like,
Yes.
it'll be great.
Dell, under our regime, will be forced to start producing the 2200 MP once again. It has been a long 17 years since they quit, but under our rule, no longer. You will be able, every household will be required to own a Dell 2200 MP. If you cannot afford one, we will have a program allowing low-income families to have their own Dell 2200 MP.
Universal
Financial aid, if
projector
you will.
care.
We will give them a loan with 50% interest. And if your bulb runs out and one of our random inspectors going around and they find a speck of dust on it, a scratch, any imperfection on your Dell, well, let's just say we had a little something called work camps.
Yeah.
And we will send 4 generations of your family to these work camps, manufacturing
Projectors.
more Dells. Just think, that could be the new future utopia if you just let projectors into your life. Just think. Just think.
And yet, just as projectors can be a bringer of life, they themselves can be a bringer of death. If any disobedience is found from you or your family while you are in our camps, you will be killed via blunt force trauma using an Iki projector.
And you'll be blinded by a projector.
There's more wax in the candle than like wick.
That is crazy. That is the US government trying to censor our message.
Yeah.
That is a symbol.
Of oppression and hatred.
We are an oppressed group.
Yes. We are the wick. in the candle.
They say Jim Crow laws was passed against projector collectors.
Oh,
Pretty
yeah.
much. Dripped some on you.
No, I've been holding it at an angle, so the fire's been going against the glass, and I grabbed it.
Right.
That was the government.
Yeah, that was
That was
his fault.
that was the government.
They actually used the alien technology from the Roswell site to send electricity through the air into the glass and into my thumb.
Just think, like, it's just reflect.
Yeah.
Maybe if I just dump
Away.
some wax out in the garbage.
Yeah, you could probably get it going. There's like no wax left. The wax is the government. We are the wick.
Yep.
We didn't start the fire. The world's been burning. I forgot the rest of the lyrics, but that doesn't matter. Anyways, Juice WRLD. They've been using projections of him in his post-mortem discography. Easy. How else do you think he could appear in those music videos after he died? Maybe he's being kept alive and he's just a puppet for the US government to try and get Gen Z to be depressed and to kill themselves. Just think, they're using projections of him. This is what happens when you abuse our God-given right to own a projector.
TikTok is also used to project stupidness on the Gen Z.
Exactly. Like, they project, if you're depressed, they will give you more, they will project you more depressing videos.
So you know what, in China, right? The Chinese version of TikTok, they promote like educational videos, but in the US, they promote stupid videos.
The blackout challenge, where you had to strangle yourself until you had to pass out. They were projecting that on to the American youth.
Yeah, it's a Chinese war on technology.
Yes.
They are attacking us by this.
I can't believe we are weaving petty earthling politics
I know.
into the godly technology of projectors. To be fair, I don't even know if the general public is worthy of such a gift from the God above, the man upstairs. You know?
Yeah. Have
There-
you seen the Lego movie? It's the only depiction of the Man
Doctor
upstairs.
Strange, there's 14 million and one realities,
Yeah.
and this is the one where we got the Dell 2200 MP.
Yeah. It's pretty rare if you think about it.
On the gang, like my slime, do you comprehend the gravity of this situation? Just think. Just take a moment to breathe and just think.
Just as we will do to the government, I've removed about half of the wax.
Exactly. That was a personification of our work camps,
It's like Thanos.
of removing half of the opposition to leave enough alive so people don't get suspicious.
Yes. And now, on a slightly not projector related note, there's one conspiracy that it has been going through my mind. It is not actually conspiracy, it is truth. But that's not what the government will tell you.
They call it conspiracy theories. The government makes up conspiracy theories to convolute the real ones so people are like, yeah, that dude's fucking retarded when they see someone as a conspiracy theorist. But in reality, they are the truth seekers. They are the light seekers. But the government labels them as dumbasses and fucking gay to get you to steer away from them. But we like to view it a little differently.
Little known fact, postpartum depression is actually caused by partum.
That is crazy.
Wow.
I have so much knowledge, and all of that was learned from projectors. When I touched the 2200 MP,
I felt euphoria.
all the knowledge shot through my fingertips, through my arm, and up into my brain. All the alien knowledge. When I touched the Casio, I instantly saw visions of the alien crash, of the laser array being scattered into the sand, and I knew the truth.
When I felt the Iki's curves, I saw the birth and death of the conceivable universe.
When I touched the Epson projector, I felt a shock,
Like,
a revelation.
I experienced the entire birth and death of the universe in its entirety, but it only felt like a second. I have grown infinitely wise in my 17 years of life. I am simply assembled divergently.
Like, just as the maze runner is, alongside our work camps, we will have mazes and we will test the reaction of humans in 2 different settings, one with projectors and one without them. And we will see which group gets out faster.
Obviously, the projector's gonna get out.
Obviously.
The projector enthusiasts will, for sure. Only the most faithful to projectors.
Yes. Now, I will admit, I spend hours of my day searching the internet for projectors. But this is all a part of the plan. The more projectors, the more knowledge. Because each projector model has its own piece of alien technology. And if we can discover what that piece is in each projector, all the pieces of alien technology from every projector can be assembled to make a device so powerful that the US government will bow down to us.
Joe Biden will trip on the stairs again in fear of witnessing this revelation. He will fall off of his bike a second time in shock of our discovery.
And Trump will lose the election the second time.
We will win the election. If you add up our ages, we are old enough to run.
All 3 of us, we could be oligarchs.
Yeah.
Yes.
We could run an oligarchy. Just think about it.
Dell is our god.
Keep coping, Trump supporters. Keep coping, Biden supporters. Keep coping, enlightened centrists. Keep coping. Keep breathing the copium of what the deep state is feeding you. You just don't realize the truth of this God-given technology. You just don't understand. It's not just a phase, Mom. It's a lifestyle.
When you own 7 projectors, all different models, you can unlock your 7th chakra. And from there, you can control the Iki state. You can project from your eyes in that state. You can, all the knowledge that you've learned from these projectors, you can finally share. We can finally share with the public. We can make them see what the government has been hiding with our own eyes. It is a state that I hope to achieve within my lifetime.
We can finally start similar to CHOP, the Capitol Hill, or protest. I
January
forgot the
6th,
acronym.
like,
Yes.
insurrection
We
could start our own
storm
autonomous
the
zone.
Capitol.
of every single country in this world.
Yes, and you know how we will do it? We will assemble the brightest projector ever so that no mortal man can look at its light. Everybody in the building will be blinded. The light will be so bright that it passes through the stone and into their eyes, even if their eyes are closed. But we, projector enthusiasts, we will not be blinded because we are so in tune with the waves of the light, the wavelengths, that we can move our bodies just right to miss the wavelengths. Like we're going like this, we can shift so slightly using our power learned from the Dell that we will not be blinded. We will see perfectly. And like that, they will be shooting blindly, trying to hit the source of the light. And yet we will pass through the light using our vibrations that come clearly from the 5G transmitters that are actually hiding alien technology.
That were used to assemble projectors.
Yes.
Just think about it. When you climb a 5G tower, they arrest you. Why is that? Because the deep state is trying to stop you from assembling a projector.
If you take
They don't want you to know.
every single 5G transmitter that has ever been made, and you attach them together, they will not, it'll no longer be 5G, it will be 5 more billion G. And because of the vibrations from it, it will, the air will be like, it'll warp the light to form a hologram of Joe Biden, because he is behind this 5G revolution.
Yeah.
Yep. Joe Biden is actually, he's actually not real.
He's a
formed-
projection.
The 5G waves are bending the light, so that's why we see him.
Yeah.
All his little mistakes, like slip-ups, falling off his bike.
Those are just glitches.
Yep.
Those are just dialogue errors.
He's not a real person.
The deep state created Joe Biden
Yeah. He was
with
projected.
projectors. They used an Epstein projector
Yeah.
to create Joe Biden to lead America into turmoil.
And you know who the leader of this deep state that is controlling the Joe Biden hologram is? Ted Tyvall. I'm calling it.
Can you fill me in on Ted Tyvall?
Yeah, same here.
He,
Give us the truth.
Give us the
Enlighten
real
us.
when I saw him
Indubitably.
in middle school, I just knew that he was actually the real power in this country. And of course, when I got the Dell, it was confirmed because I touched and it just raced through my mind. And like the images of Firelord Ozai in Aang's mind when he's sleeping before the invasion, I saw images of Ted Tyvall taunting me. He knows that almost nobody knows that he is the one in power.
That's
but
why the deep state wanted it to be a small child. He's so unassuming. If it was a big tall man in black robes, everyone would be like, excuse me, can I have your badge number, please? But you aren't gonna go up to a middle school and be like, hey, fuck you, and just curb stomp him. Like, of course you wouldn't. He's a mere child.
he's like,
We've been raised to think that.
Ted Tyvall's like 40.
Oh,
Actually, no, he's not. I must be mistaken. The Dell has informed me, the Dell gods have projected the image, all the knowledge into my head via the Epson to inform me that I was wrong. He's actually 12, but he looks 50.
yeah, he's just aging like a lolly, but swapped the other way.
Yes.
He's age fluid,
Yep.
basically.
On a off topic, but how did you start your channel?
Which one?
The
This was
projectors
a
are
vessel. This was a vessel for truth,
A mere
Yes.
vessel.
for enlightenment.
And of course, you must think like, so how did the reviews connect to the lore? And the answer is, by informing you the specifications, your mind will be more in tune with the ways of projectors. Just owning a projector is of course the most important thing, but understanding projectors and how they work and each individual God projector, by truly learning about them, you will be more in tune with projectors.
Yeah.
It's one thing to have a projector, and it is another thing to have a projector and have knowledge of that projector.
We are merely projecting.
It's
knowledge
like
of projectors.
projectors are like Schrodinger's cat. It's like you think there's a bunch of shit in there, but then when you open it, it's dead. Like it's toast. You can never see the inner workings. Projectors don't put visible screws on their projectors for that very reason. They want to take away your right to repair, your right to truth.
Yes.
And you gotta pay the premium price of getting a new bulb and having a deep state agent repair it for you for an exorbitant amount of labor fees.
Yes.
They will try to ruin
Absolutely.
you. Do your homework.
And of course, one thing that must be said is contrast. Now, with projectors, obviously you'd think the better contrast, full on, full off, the higher the number, like say 60,000 to 1, you might think that is better, but they're trying to fool you into buying projectors that have government monitoring technology in them.
They actually have microphones in them that send you targeted ads.
Yeah.
You might think that you want a 60,000 to 1 contrast projector, but what you actually want is a 1,000 to 1 contrast projector, just like the Dell 2200 MP.
The government attacks that information.
In real life, contrast, full-on, full-off specs are not that important, but the government makes you think that they are, so you go for the shipped projectors.
Just think, you can draw so many parallels in American history. The reason why you get diamond rings for your wife, that whole thing was created by the diamond cartel in like the 1910s, I presume.
Yes.
Because they wanted to sell more diamonds. In reality, diamonds shouldn't even be that expensive. They aren't that rare. But they make you think that they're rare, and they make them expensive, and they made you believe that giving your wife or husband or they, them, I don't know how you identify, fuck you. Anyways,
I identify as an Iki projector from 1996.
those are my pronouns. Pro-injector. Anyways, they say you can't have anything less for your partner than a diamond ring. And they just did that to make more diamond sales. You could just get your partner a gold ring. You could get them a fucking ring pop for all I care.
Or you could get a projector for them.
Yes.
You could get a projector ring. Just make them lug around an Epstein projector for the rest of their days. But that'd be quite the honor if I'm gonna be real with you. Just think, like my slime, it's all coming together. It's all connected. Just think.
There's a vast amount of knowledge to be learned from the projector gods. I've only dipped my toes in the pond.
I've only dipped my third leg
Only
into the
dipped my
pond.
pinky toe.
And yet, despite that, I've learned more from the Dell, from the Casio, from ProjectorCentral.com than I will ever learn in school. I might go for a PhD and I would still not have more knowledge from my degree than I have from the projectors.
Projectology, you know?
We should start a college about projectors.
We need to start selling a course online,
Like
similar
King's
to
Flight School.
Hustlers University, but not an MLM.
Yes.
Just think.
We need to create a projector convention.
We
to
do.
show, like Projector Con, just like EA Iola Car Show.
Yes.
Yeah. Pussy shit.
Projector Con is for real men.
But what is Projector Con?
It is on
2034, August 5th.
yes. Because that is actually the 12th anniversary of the day that I should be getting the Mitsubishi. And you know the reason why it's 2034? Because 12 years ago is when the Casio XJ-A140 was released. So, in honor of the 12 years in between then and the year that we unlocked this projector knowledge, we will hold Projector Con every 12 years on
Yes.
August 5th.
Exactly. At midnight.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's gonna be better than EA and Iola.
There are going to be millions of projectors because in our ideal society, everybody will own a projector. So everybody will have something to contribute to ProjectorCon.
That will be the utopia.
And if you do not attend ProjectorCon, I tell you, you will be going to work and making Hitachi projectors.
You will be very sorry if you
We'll
don't
send-
attend.
You will be sent to the kingdom of Din in Dante's Inferno. You will be in the 9th layer of hell.
Yes.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, in the 9th layer, there are no projectors to be found. You will never see a projector
The
again.
9th layer isn't punishment physically, because you lack a physical body in the 9th layer of hell. You lack pain receptors. The only punishment you have is the sheer lack of projectors, the lack of light, the lack of truth. You are in the darkness. You are just a lost soul in this dark, fiery pit where you will never gaze upon another projector for the rest of your sorry existence.
And of course, don't get me started on television, because that
The
it
teletards.
is a weak imitation of projection.
It was created by the government to attack projectors.
Did you know that there's a patent on CRT TVs that let off certain electronic waves that actually brainwash you? I forgot what the patent number is, but you can look it up. CRT TVs were meant to brainwash you to a certain degree.
You know how when you turn on the CRT, there's like that really high-pitched dog whistle sound? That is actually the information being broadcast through the air into your ears and then directly to your head, because that is the government propaganda telling you that you should get a TV instead of a projector so that you will not acquire the forbidden knowledge.
Why do you think projectors on the first-hand market from the dealers are so high? They don't want you to have one. They make it so unattainable for the average family that they say like, there's no point. I'm going to be a tally-tard and get a Vizio 24-inch flat screen TV so I can play Fortnite. You could play Fortnite on the size of an entire wall, the size of an entire house.
Yeah.
You could get the epic Victory Royale in 300 inches.
Let me tell you, when you have a projector, you're no longer bound by the TV.
Dimensions.
Like, the TV, it is one size. It is not exactly what you'd call portable, but with a projector, with just a flick of my wrist, I can move the image anywhere onto any wall in my house.
Yeah.
I can adjust the size, I can adjust the focus. Like on a TV, could you watch it blurry? No. But on a projector, if you so desired, you could. And in the blur, you will see patterns, images. The blur, when squinting, becomes a different image from what is normally shown on the projector, and that image will enlighten you. It'll show you the truth.
Do TVs have keystone?
No.
Of course they don't. That's the deep state trying to keep truth from you.
Yes. It's truly sad that they think this is necessary, that they think we are not capable of handling this knowledge, but we are capable.
And you probably didn't even watch that far, fellow viewer,
Yeah.
because the government has brainwashed you to make your attention span so minuscule that you could not hold your focus
They probably put
for 1 hour
anti-projector ads.
to listen to truth.
Yes.
They're trying to turn you into a vegetable so you can't consume any content because you obviously want to take the path of least resistance. You want to take the easy road. You don't want to think for yourself. You want to follow the masses and agree with whatever is going on today and not do anything else.
You just want to fit in.
You're a non-playable character.
You're an NPC.
We're the main characters and you are living in our world.
But yet, I can teach you how to break away from what the government has been doing to you.
I can
because
stoop to your level and actually give you something of substance.
there is a technique that I've learned from the projector gods that can make you break away from television. And here it is. You must take a candle, just like this one, and do the reverse of what the government does to those who speak out. So now, let me show you. When you speak out, they will take you to a dark room underground, and they will take the candle and move it back and forth, starting on the left. It will go like this in front of your face.
I've been through this program many times, so I know it like the back of my hand.
Yeah, same here.
And as it passes like this, they will tell you, there are only TVs for you. And they will say it over and over. But yet, you can reverse it. You must find a true projector sensei to do this for you, but they will start on the right, reversing it by starting on the right.
Breaking the spell.
And they will say, projectors are your life. Projectors
Are us.
And
are
you'll
us.
projectors are us, and you will chant that until your vocal cords simply don't do it anymore. You will say, "Yes, mommy, I love projectors."
And when you can no longer speak, it will be ingrained in your mind that projectors are the way. And after using that technique, the government can no longer brainwash you because
They no
it is
longer grasp on you.
so firmly rooted that they cannot uproot it.
You're such a grounded person. They just give up and they just label you fucking gay and
Yes.
fat and retarded. And they tell you to kill yourself on the Bird app. Just think. Just think. That's why they label all these truth givers conspiracy theorists.
Yes.
They don't want you finding out what's going on.
It's just so deep. There's so many layers.
It's like an onion.
It's like an ogre. Ogres have layers.
You know what else has layers? The laser array that I discovered in New Mexico. There are layers of lasers.
And mirrors.
Yes, so many mirrors. And all of it represents what the government has been trying to hide from you.
For so many years.
Exactly. They just market projectors as this innocent little technology to watch movies like a sheep and do nothing else. They don't want you to question anything else. That's why when you look up on all the Wikipedia articles, they keep it so vague and they don't actually bother telling you any of the specifics and the schematics that these companies use that are all controlled by the deep state that actually tells you the true meaning behind projectors.
All the projectors in the movie theaters are controlled by the deep state.
Exactly. They have a monopoly on entertainment. But then again, everything in moderation, you know? Sometimes you do want a little bit of brainwashing. Sometimes you do want a little bit of entertainment. But it's not really brainwashing to you. You just laugh. You just laugh at the sheep and say, what a fucking dumbass.
Watching
They
on
actually
TV.
believe this.
Ever since I've started watching movies and shows on projectors, I've been a happier man.
Yeah, Delta Force was great on a projector.
I no longer feel like I am bound by the government. I'm
can go
free.
anywhere.
Yeah.
I can take my projector anywhere, and I can have a 100-inch screen. But if you had a 100-inch TV, could you really move it around?
No, you'd be tethered to your wall. You'd be tethered to your screen. It's like in Fahrenheit 451. In that book, where Guy Montag's wife is watching the TV and is simply glued to it, and she gets brainwashed. But you see here, Guy Montag is very Del-pilled. He's very Iki-pilled. He is projector-pilled. He doesn't give in to these short-term pleasures. He searches for truth.
Just as we have done.
Like, in that book, you actually got the wrong copy. They actually burned projectors to try and censor the truth. They burned books in that copy, but that was just the copy that the deep state distributed to you. So when you read it, you can feel intelligent and you can feel like that you broke free from the Matrix.
It's just another level of censorship. The original book had them burning projectors as censorship, just as the distributed copy just didn't even include projectors, because that was censoring what?
Our message.
Yes.
Just think, if you actually look on the internet enough, on your projector obviously, your monitors, friggin' monetards,
Yep.
we don't listen to them. If you do look deep enough though, you will find the projector Earth theory, where the Earth is actually one giant projection. Maybe that's what the aliens did, and we're actually living in a simulation from a projector.
And you know what? Projector is so powerful that it could project such a clear representation, an image of an Earth, an image of us, a hologram, if you will.
Yeah.
The Dell 2200 MP.
Yeah.
That is the projector from the God race.
Mm-hmm.
That's
The
why we
humans.
created a review on it.
Exactly, to
Really?
please them.
They have contacted us and they have told us the truth through Dell. The government doesn't like that we are in contact with this race from the heavens.
That's why
That
they
is-
want to censor us. That's why they banned my posts and banned my account. from
Exactly.
that
Reddit
subreddit.
is against us.
If you get rid of all the letters in Reddit and replace it with Joe Biden, it's spelled.
It's the deep state spelled backwards. Is Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Just think, it's right in front of your faces. All you gotta do is just look in a little bit more, but no, your fucking goldfish attention span is gonna get you nowhere. Just think, they put all these memes, all these sissy femboy memes to weaponize you and turn you into a little sissy bottom femboy.
Yeah.
Just think,
Like
they're
DJ
trying to
Paul's.
they're trying to soften you up. Why do you think thigh highs are getting popular? It's because there's more people like us spreading truth, and they want to brainwash you again. Why do you think dudes are hopping in fishnets now? Why do you think they're tucking their worm? It's because they're trying to soften you up. Why do you think they put so many soy products out there? Why do you think they market so much shit with estrogen in it? They're trying to soften you up so you can't find truth. Only the strong men and women can break free.
And have you ever noticed? The sun is projecting light onto all of us.
Yeah.
The sun, the biggest of the projectors, is out there. And yet, nobody takes notice of it. In fact,
Exactly. Everyone just sits inside
Yeah.
on their stupid little monitards and grooms underage girls on Discord. Just think, you could be touching grass right now. You could be basking in the light. Even if it is a simulation,
and yet,
it's a hell of a lot better than being inside.
of course, the sunscreen, you should not wear sunscreen because the sun will unsoften you. It will crisp you.
Exactly. Your skin peeling off when you get blisters, that is just no pain, no gain.
Pain is just weakness leaving the body.
It's
You'll become a
simple.
leader of the pack.
You'll be the Sigma.
Yes.
Just think.
See this fire that I hold in my hands? This is how I feel when I see projectors for parts. It is obvious that the government is the one making these listings. They are breaking projectors and selling the broken projectors for
They're
parts.
selling false parts, so then you
Yeah.
think that you know that you're actually replacing it with real projector parts. But it's simply not true. They just load them up with circuit boards and capacitors, and you can't touch capacitors because you'll get shocked. Like,
They're actually microphones in capacitors.
exactly, that's why they don't want you to break them open. It's simple.
When you'll take the part from the like Sony VPO for parts projector, you will grab a part, you'll install it in your projector, and boom, like that, monitored. The CIA has you. They don't need your face, they need your voice.
You pay them to bug you. Just think, like, you're giving them money to invade your privacy.
Yeah.
Just sit down, just chew on that for like a second, just for the love of God. If you even made it that far, which I highly doubt you did,
Yeah.
because your attention span is so fucking short.
And on a similar note, when you buy a projector used, make sure it has low hours, because let me tell you, if you buy a new bulb off online or wherever,
It's fraudulent.
yep, the new bulbs are mic'd.
Yep. They actually have those little pixels you see, those aren't mirrors. Those are actually little tiny microphones monitoring your every word
Yeah.
that you speak.
It is very dangerous.
Yes.
Exactly. Just think.
Well, it's almost been an hour.
But it hasn't been an hour yet.
Yes.
Nope.
We need just a few more seconds of lore. And yet, we're just the tip of the
We
iceberg.
just scratched the clear coat.
There are so many more lore videos to come because there is so much lore. There is so much that the government is hiding from you, and we will
You,
reveal
the
it.
viewer.
Yeah.
You have
Just
been
think.
brainwashed, and
We're speaking the light. We're spreading the gospel.
yes.
We are speaking the
This is
truth.
God Himself, aliens, sissy femboys, government programs, a projector utopia that we discussed, that I definitely think you should give a shot.
Yes.
Like anarcho-capitalism, fuck that. What the hell does that even mean? I can't even spell anarcho-capitalism. That was not in my worldly wise books, okay? Like, I never learned that. Why the hell should I bother with it? Like, I know what the fuck bolster means, but that was just them brainwashing me. They didn't want me to pick up the projector vocabulary. Like, I didn't see Iki in my worldly wise books in 5th grade. Like, what the hell, man? It's simple. Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
And every president that has ever, all the presidents that came before him, every single president ever has been a part of this. They have been projections. There are no presidents. When John F. Kennedy was shot, you know what? That was a projection. There was no bullet. There was no Lee Harvey Oswald. He was a projection too.
He was a fraud.
Yes.
Just think. When your girlfriend projects her emotions on you and trauma dumps, projection, she's part of the deep state.
Yep.
Get her out of your life. Eliminate her.
The only way to overcome the deep state is to acquire more projectors and to project yourself. You do not let yourself be part of the projection, you project.
Exactly.
That is the way, the reverse.
It's simple. You never let projectors, you accept them into your life, but you don't let people abuse you with this power. Just think. It's like, sometimes I dabble in a little bit of crack, you know? It's like when you discover it, it's great and you want to share it with the world. Kind of like what the CIA did in 1995. I mean, that was something that they did. I don't know if it was good, but that was them trying to kind of get you away from projectors and give you a false sense of hope because you live in a low-income neighborhood. It's like, you just want to just do everything in moderation sometimes, but then again, sometimes you shouldn't do anything at all. It's like, we've been a little harsh on projection, but that's because it's gotten into the wrong hands. When it gets in the right hands, projection can be great.
It is in our hands, but we must share it.
Exactly.
We must project it.
Yes. Just as the government has done to you, we will do to you too. But we will do the right thing
Just think,
with this power.
the US has overthrown so many governments and said it was just a regular military coup because they were just trying to spread the teletard agenda, the monetard agenda.
Delta Force portrays that very
Exactly. They were the light seekers and they didn't even realize it. But then again, Delta Force was still made by the Warner Bros. And they are controlled by Joe Biden.
Yes.
So they wanted to hint at some truth, but it's like when someone gets you a 500-piece puzzle, it's like you have the tools, you just gotta put it together.
Yes.
Quite simple, actually. It's just, the answer's right in front of your face. Just take a closer look, and you'll see what's going on.
Just like the puzzle, as you mentioned, the pieces are projectors. You need to acquire every single model of projector ever made, find the alien part within it, and assemble it to make the full puzzle, the bigger picture. It's right there. We just need to arrange the pieces.
Exactly. Sometimes you might have to lay it out right in front of you so you can seek the truth. I mean, this is quite a complicated ride, if you will. And you might not have grasped any of it, for that matter, because you probably didn't even watch this far to begin with.
But if you did, you have been enlightened.
You have been indoctrinated
You
in
can
a good way.
expect to be enlightened in the future even more.
Oh yes.
And now, just as I lit the candle many times before, I will now purposefully blow it out.
It's been an honor.
So then the government doesn't see us. Because if they did see this, they'd be pretty mad right now.